Good morning. Thank you for joining us on your Christmas morning at 6 o'clock as we take a live look out over Denver. Quiet on the interstate, still dark out there this morning. And you know, it might not quite feel like a Christmas morning out there, at least here in Denver, but it still is Christmas and the first night of Hanukkah. Thank you so much for joining us and happy holidays. I'm Erica Lopez, meteorologist Chris Bianchi with us this morning to talk about the holiday forecast. We still have a chance of maybe seeing some flakes here in Denver. Small chance, but the mountains, we definitely have a good chance.
Yeah, if you want a white Christmas, you don't have to head far, Erica. You're exactly right. You go up here, Glenwood Springs, the lights were on, the sun was out. You'd probably be able to see a few flakes fluttering through the skies out there in Glenwood, but certainly as you head west through the Glenwood Canyon, or I should say as you head west out into the western slope and atop Battlement and Grand Mesas, it is snowing pretty heavily out there right now. Meantime, for us in Denver, not so much. 32 degrees for us, mostly cloudy skies as we wake up on this Christmas morning here in Denver, Colorado. Fairly mild because that cloud cover helps to insulate those warmer temperatures that we built up during the day yesterday. That colder air is looking to kind of sink down towards the ground. It can't really do that if you have that cloud cover in place. Speaking of those clouds, they're producing a little bit of light to moderate snowfall for the Front Range Mountains on down to about maybe a few flakes out on the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels. Not a big deal. The heaviest and steadiest snow right now is out here across the western slope down into the San Juans and the West Elks. So I would just keep in mind that McClure, Red Mountain, as well as probably getting over towards the Monarch Pass areas. Those would probably be your slickest passes at this point of the morning. Maybe Cottonwood Pass as well. Meantime, mountain snow, 2 to 6 inches, most likely for most of the mountains. This is not a big mountain snow event. But remember, when it comes to snowfall totals, it's not necessarily the amount that will lead to some of those slick spots. That at the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels at Vail Pass, we will have enough snow that it will be slick out there this afternoon and this evening. In Denver, a little bit of rain to snow for us this afternoon and this evening as well. Today here in Denver, 48 degrees on this Christmas day, mostly cloudy skies, and about a 50% chance for a rain or snow shower. Lower odds on the north side of town, higher odds on the south side of town for seeing some of that rain or snow. Temperatures still a few degrees above average, but about 5 degrees cooler than yesterday for most of the state. So those overall headlines, mountain snow with that wet Christmas and staying mild. So from Penny and I here at 9 News, just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. And we'll have more details on that as Penny, she's passed out right now. She gave me, Erica, kind of that blank stare at 3 o'clock this morning and got her up. She was like, I'm not
Dad,
doing
what
this.
are we doing here?
What are we doing?
She's so well behaved, though. She can come back anytime. I know she's making my day. I'm sure she's making the viewers at home's day as well. She's so cute.
She's behaving right now. I assure you, we've got another hour or so to go, right, Erica? There will be a bark fest at some point.
Don't throw her under the bus. She's so sweet.
She's my girl. She's
Chris,
my girl.
Thank you. You're the best. New this morning, Colorado State Patrol is increasing enforcement to keep drivers safe during the holiday season. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us live in Denver. Brianna, what areas are troopers focusing on?
Yeah, Erica, they're really focusing all across the state, but really focusing on those busy roads. So that's interstates, I-25, up and down I-25, I-70, I-270. And then, of course, if you're heading to the mountains, I-70 as well, those east and westbound lanes. So you are going to see a lot more troopers out on the road. Colorado State Patrol knows that these are high traffic volume areas where they see a lot of folks traveling there to see their loved ones for the holidays. So this time of year, troopers will be looking for careless driving, which includes weaving in and out of traffic, going way too fast, tailgating, or even those behind the wheel under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Now, for those who do get caught drinking and driving, let me tell you, those DUI fees are going to be pricey. That's according to Colorado State Patrol. I'm actually going to break down some of those numbers here in just about 30 minutes, so you definitely want to stick around for that. For now, I'm live here in Denver. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
Yeah, and not worth it with those fees. We want to keep everyone safe on the roads today. Brianna, we know you're going to be breaking down more of those numbers. Thank you so much. A man suspected of killing a young boy on a tribal reservation in southwest Colorado is now in police custody. Police arrested 23-year-old Jeremiah Height in Utah on Tuesday. He's accused of shooting 7-year-old Zamias Lang on the Ute Mountain Ute Reservation earlier this month. Investigators have not said what led up to that shooting, only that it was targeted at a home. The FBI offered up to a $10,000 reward for information that would help find him, but it is not clear if anyone will collect that. The 5-day Starbucks strike is over this morning, at least for now. Union members went on their biggest strike to date to send a message. They want to fix alleged unfair labor practices. Striking workers say Starbucks is negotiating in bad faith. Starbucks says the same for striking workers. Among other issues, the two sides are far apart on what the starting wage for a barista should be, with the Starbucks executive calling the union's demands not sustainable. The union chose to walk away from bargaining last week. According to NBC News, the company now says they're ready to continue negotiations whenever the union returns. There is some good news for many workers across Denver. The city's minimum wage is getting a bump in the new year. For non-tipped workers, Edgewater's minimum wage is increasing $1.50 to $16.52 per hour. Denver's minimum wage is 50 cents to $18.81 per hour. Unincorporated Boulder County's minimum wage is increasing 88 cents to $16.57 per hour. State lawmakers passed a law in 2019 allowing local governments to set their own minimum wage. It's a little bit different for tipped workers. Right now in Edgewater, for example, tipped workers make $12 an hour. When the minimum wage goes up, they'll make $13.50. President Joe Biden marked Christmas Eve with a flurry of legislation, signing 50 bills into law just weeks before leaving office. Among the key measures is the Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act, which creates new federal standards for youth residential programs following Paris Hilton's testimony about her abuse at a treatment facility. Biden also officially designated the bald eagle as the national bird, a status that's long been associated with the species but never formally confirmed. Other laws include the No Corruption Act, which cuts pensions for lawmakers convicted of corruption, and the Stop Campus Hazing Act, which sets federal standards to combat hazing on college campuses. Biden's final days in office also saw historic pardons and clemency orders for federal inmates, something that now has President-elect Donald Trump promising to direct the Department of Justice to pursue the death penalty more aggressively once he takes office. In a post on Truth Social, Trump criticized President Biden's decision to commute the sentences of 37 federal death row inmates to life in prison, saying that it makes no sense. Trump reiterated his commitment to law and order, vowing to protect American families from violent criminals. Right now, a group of major banks and business groups is suing the Federal Reserve over its annual bank stress tests. The plaintiffs argue the existing system does not effectively assess risks to the financial system. The lawsuit, filed by the Bank Policy Institute, which represents JP Morgan, Citigroup, and Goldman Sachs, comes after the Fed announced plans to review and potentially revise the tests. The legal action could lead to changes in how the Fed evaluates the stability of the U.S. banks. We'll send things over to Chris Bianchi for a check of the Christmas forecast.
All right, thanks so much, Erica. You probably heard there's a chance for a rain or snow shower this afternoon and this evening. Just kind of want to highlight for you where we could see some of those impacts. If you're driving to or from the mountains, yes, this is not a big mountain storm, but enough snow that especially this afternoon, that driving through the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels, Vail Pass, Berthoud Pass, it will be slick this afternoon and this evening. The earlier, the better if you have to drive through the mountains today. Meantime, in Denver, little to no impact for us across most of the metro area. That said, Monument Hill, maybe the foothills above 6,000 feet, could see a few slick spots in those areas. And more details on this for you in my full forecast in just a couple minutes.
Chris, thank you. If you notice your neighbor's lights are still on after today, after Christmas, it's not because they're lazy. They're celebrating a 119-year-old event here in Colorado. The tradition is keeping your Christmas lights up through the National Western Stock Show in Denver. The part rodeo, part livestock show, and part fair has been going on since 1906 and brings hundreds of thousands of people to Colorado each January for a celebration of our state's agricultural heritage. The 119th annual edition kicks off on Saturday, January 11th at the National Western Complex in Denver Coliseum. This year's event will run through Sunday, January 26th. If you're looking for some Christmas displays to check out in your neighborhood, we have your back. Just download our 9 News app, hit the Near Me button and filters, then choose our holiday lights map. You can also upload your own pictures for others to check out. Russell Wilson is getting into the holiday spirit. The Pittsburgh Steelers posted this video yesterday showing what the former Bronco gifted his new offensive line. It's pretty incredible. The presents include a $10,000 Airbnb gift card, a Louis Vuitton duffel bag, of course it's in Steelers colors, custom-made Steelers Good Man brand shoes, that's his men's clothing line, and a bottle of his wife Sierra's 10-to-1 rum. Wow.